Welcome to my monthly The Expat Career and Lifestyle podcast. I'm Dominika and I am the founder of dmcoaching.eu, the place to be when you want to create a career you love and live the global lifestyle. Podcast. Our guest today is Gaelle Lecourt. Gaelle is a mentor for corporate women unfulfilled in their careers. She helps them to build their online coaching business so they can have financial and personal freedom doing what they love. Welcome, Gaelle. I am so excited to have you here, and thank you for accepting my invitation. So, tell us more about yourself and what are you doing?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Dominika. Thank you so much for having me with you today. So, like you said, my name is Gaelle, and I'm French. And basically, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my path. After my master's in food engineering, I went to work for the research department of a world leader in food flavors. I was first in Paris, and then I was in Zurich, Switzerland for about 2 years, and then in the United States for about 8 years. And after being a sensory research scientist, I took the lead of a communication department for the research and development group that was based in the US, in Switzerland, in Netherlands, and in China. And so I was really working closely with the leadership on cultural perception, change management, because the group was going through a lot of changes at that time. And after about 10 years of climbing the corporate ladder, having it all, I had kind of like a cocktail of situation that really spinned my world. First, I did a yoga teacher training, and that's when I started, to meet very interesting people and different people than who I used to be hanging out with. And around the same time, I started to be heartbroken because my brother had his first newborn, and so I could only see my niece, a weekend in a whole year, because I was living in the US and my niece was in France, and I was really scared. I didn't have a lot of vacation time in the US, and I couldn't both travel the world and then go back to France and spend some time with my family. So that started to really kind of rock my world. And the wake-up call really came when I had the first appointment at the doctor's, where your yearly checkup doesn't go as planned. And it's the time where your doctor tells you, like, well, maybe there's something and we need to check on that. And that's really when I realized that I wasn't invincible anymore. And that really brought up the question to me, like, what do I really want to do in my life? And I really reassessed that life, like any project actually I was managing in my work, and I was like, okay, what are the top 3 priorities I want to have in my life? What do I want to do? And one thing I knew for sure was I wanted to live by the beach. At the time in the US, I was in Cincinnati, Ohio. The winters were really, really cold, and I was really, really tired of that. I was really dreaming of sunshine and feeling comfortable. I remember in the middle of winter, I went to Miami, and it was really feeling good in my skin that it was warm, and I was like, there has to be some ways to feel that way 24/7 and the complete year. And something also I knew for sure was I wanted to be location independent. Mm-hmm. So that way, I could work while I was in France. I could spend more time in France with my niece and my parents, my family. I could go travel and discover new countries while still being able to work. And so that question of not having a vacation was out. And I also wanted to have a more meaningful work where I really see the impact right away. When I was in corporate, I was doing, food flavors. So basically making flavors for like processed food to taste better. And that kind of mission wasn't resonating with me at all anymore. And I really wanted to see an impact right away, of a good impact of the work that I was doing and transforming people's lives. So I left corporate more than 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know yet I wanted to be a coach at that time. It was really about leaving the US, and I didn't know if I wanted to travel the world for 1 year or several years, or if I wanted to create my own company. I just knew that I needed a change. And basically, coaching, if you ask, many of my friends, if you read some journaling that I was doing a few years ago, you could see several clues in the past years that led to coaching, but I wasn't seeing the signs at that time. So I basically sold everything and I left to go to Playa del Carmen in Mexico. It's 30 minutes south of Cancun. And like I said, I didn't know, if it would be the first stop on a world tour travel or if it would be the final destination. And I only knew that after doing such a crazy idea, I would need to have a break to find myself, or to actually rediscover myself, who I truly was. Like, what did I really want when I didn't have the social pressure that tells me that I should have the last SUV, I should have that job, I should get that house. And it was really, really interesting, because after a couple of months, I finally was able to see the sign right in front of my face, that I really wanted to become a coach, that I actually had that dream since several years, but I didn't really realize it. Mm-hmm. And so people around me really told me I was talking about that for several years. And but I guess to me it was just one idea, in the sea of many other ideas. So it was really interesting to see. Usually when people want to become coach, it's something that is really deep inside of them for a very long time, but it's a question of really listening to your inner voice and your desires. So I basically invested in a coaching and online business program of 1 year from Gina Devi. Mm-hmm. And I started my coaching business. And now, like you said, I'm specialized in supporting women who are stuck in corporate to develop their own online business so that they can really share with the world their own gift, have an impact into the world and the life of others, while still having the freedom to travel and organize their days as they like and really take control of their life. So in my business, I first started, with private one-on-one clients, because I absolutely love the interaction and the support I can provide in one-on-one. Mm-hmm. And I also have private deep care and coaching retreats in Mexico and France, because I think it's really critical for these women who are feeling overwhelmed or feeling stuck, for them to really take a break outside of their daily life. I use, intense self-care like massage, yoga, meditation, because those are my passions. And I marry those with coaching intensive session to really create major breakthrough in the life of women who can come, for example, to Playa del Carmen and discover a different way of thinking. And so now in my business, I'm at that stage where I'm super excited to actually create a mastermind retreat for 6 women in February. And so that will be both, group coaching and one-on-one coaching in a package that really brings mastermind, sisterhood community, self-care, and breakthrough thinking in a more affordable way than the one-on-one packages. And this is really exciting for me, because the spirit of community is key in online work. it can be very lonely if you're behind your laptop all day. If you like to interact and support each other, if you're all online, it can be very lonely. And that's in that spirit that I created the Facebook group, Find Yourself Abroad. It's really for women, from all over the world who love freedom and travel to get together and feel supported. And that's in that direction, that then I was expanding it to a face-to-face mastermind. It's kind of like a little bit of an extension. So that's what I do. And that's the direction I want my business to take. I know there is, a lot of different business models, and I think it's really, really important that new coaches find what they're the most passionate about, because that's how their business will grow. And I'm really happy now to have this business which is marrying all my passions. I was fascinated by yoga. I loved massage, and I'm really happy that by creating retreats, I am really able to do all that I love in a way that really brings breakthrough to women. So I'm really, really happy about that.
Wow. Yeah, so you are combining all your passions in coaching, basically, in coaching business. Your passion for yoga, your passion for well-being, and passion for having an impact on women's lives.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So what can you advise to someone who is just thinking about starting a coaching business? What would be your advice?
Yeah, I think first I would really, my advice would be to have a rock solid mindset. Something that I really discovered as on my journey to entrepreneur and in coaching is you really have to be rock solid about what you're going to do. Like, that's not just a hobby on the side. You're either all in and you start your own business, or you're basically just having a hobby and kind of wasting your time, because if you're not completely full into your dream, you're not giving it its best chances. And success doesn't build overnight. So you also need a solid mindset and like a financial mattress at the beginning until your business takes off. I see a lot of women, just starting and quitting their job. I did it, and I had savings that I could live on. That was really helpful for the beginning, while I was still finding my voice. I was still trying to niche down. And at the beginning, there is a lot of discovery and personal discovery about yourself and what you want your next career to be. So I would definitely advise to have, to really have a part-time or full-time job or savings that can help you develop your business without a feeling of scarcity. So because you need to invest, onto trainings, you need to invest in your business, and you also need to pay your daily and monthly expenses. And so it's really, really important to invest. And it's so much easier to do it when you have this peace of mind of doing it, knowing that the basics and your basic expenses are taken care of. So investing is definitely super important. You can't do it alone, or if you can do it alone, you will take forever. It will be most likely, that you will drop, or you will burn out, or you will get deviated, and all of that before you actually reach success. So it's really important to invest in someone, that can give you the key, someone who's walked the path before you, as they say in yoga. So it's and something also that I want to say is, like, once you invest, it's really important to go into implementation and testing mode, because a lot of women are actually thinking for a very long time inside of their head about their business and what they want to do. And so it keeps being a concept for months. And the period, of the market research is really important. And if it stays into your head, it's like delayed and the business never takes off. So the best is really to go right in as soon as possible, to have, the coaching and the help to get the right tools, but then to get straight into the pool and really test your initial idea. Because when you test your initial idea with the market, then your idea will morph and you will receive feedback from the market. So that way, you avoid spending resources, money in an idea that's not viable, that, for example, nobody wants to buy. And the sooner you get visible and do your market research, the sooner you will be able to develop your unique messaging, the fascinating factor that you have, the unique voice that's only you, and that will attract the ideal client. So the sooner you properly go test your idea via market research, and the sooner your business idea will reach its successful form, which is like a co-creation between you and the market.
Yeah, I think that like many new coaches or like many new business owners, they overthink. So should I do? Yeah, should I go with this idea? Should I work with those types of clients? So yeah, like many people, they start to overthink and they do not take any action. Then you just get stuck with all those thoughts that you have about your business idea. So implementation is very, very important at the beginning, as you said. So you told us a little bit about why did you choose this kind of laptop lifestyle and why coaching. But why did you choose Mexico as your location?
Yeah, well, Playa del Carmen, Mexico. I can't talk for all Mexico, but Playa del Carmen, Mexico is really beautiful. I had the chance to discover it, and the blue of the ocean is really mesmerizing. So I remember when I wanted to leave the US, I was like asking, on internet, like, where is that blue? And people were telling me like, well, it's only in the Caribbean, it's only in the Mexican side. So I really love, like I said, loving somewhere where I can be in flip-flop and t-shirt. Like, you don't have to pretend, like in the corporate world, that was something, you had to be dressed in a certain way, especially in the US. Mm-hmm. So I just like being myself all year round. Being warm and sunny all the time, it makes me super happy. Like, I can see actually the difference each time I go back to Europe. Right now, Europe just had a change of time, but it's getting, the sun rises super late, or it's getting dark in winter super early. And I remember when I was in the US as well, in the winter you basically get up, it's dark, you go to work and you get back into your car and drive home and it's dark again. And that's something that now I can really appreciate for Playa. The sun rises at 6:30 a.m. There's a lot of lights. And I just realized that this is really important for me, for my mindset, for the way I am. I think when I was in the US, especially the first years in the winter, I had this syndrome, the winter and not enough light type of syndrome that really makes you a little bit depressed. So in Playa now, I really love the people. We all wanted to have a different life, to be more mindful about our impact in life, our environment, to be more spiritual. So we all come from, that little flame in each of us that said, believe in your dream. Lots of my friends actually are there because, they are successful business owners who know they can have it all and went for it and got it. And so, yeah, in a nutshell, it's like the environment, the sea, the sun, the light, the quality of life in general, and the people, really.
Wow. Yeah, so, I think that environment, also like choosing the location, is very important when in your business or in your life.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I think, I have a lot of digital nomad coming in and out of Playa. And I think it's also important to say, like, all of them tell me, and I can see it as well, if you are moving too often, your business is actually impacted negatively, because you have, each time you go to a new country, you kind of have to find your way around and do the basic installation. And it's really, really important to find somewhere that you really love, and to be mindful that if you are traveling a lot, you really have to have a kind of like a protocol, for yourself to feel at home very easily and get installed very, very fast. Otherwise, time that you take for installing yourself it's time that you're not taking for your business.
Yeah. So coaching is a second growing profession in the world after IT. So this can be quite scary when you are just starting out, because you feel that you are like lost around all the coaches. So how, as a new coach, you can differentiate yourself from other coaches?
Yeah, I totally hear you. Like finding your voice and what's unique about you, like what pieces of your story will inspire and mesmerize your client, is something that's really important, and I help all my clients with that. Often, we don't see what's in the middle of our face. I always kept forgetting that one key element about me is travel, because it's my life, and I forget lots of people are inspired by that. So I'm sure that each person who listens to us has something in their story that they don't see, that is fascinating, and that will attract their ideal clients. And then when they learn how to communicate efficiently this fascinating factor, they will differentiate themselves, in the sea of coaches, like a pistachio in a bucket of vanilla ice cream, for example. Mm-hmm. So they have to understand as well, will everyone react to their unique flavor? No. Not everyone will be attracted, and not everyone needs to be attracted, actually. But that unique voice and that thing that is so unique about them will attract their ideal client and the right clients.
Yeah, this is also what I am saying, like to my clients or to people who are thinking about starting a coaching business, that you are not for everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah, you are not for everyone. So what is the number one mistake that new coaches are making, like in your opinion, and how to overcome it?
Well, I think, going into what you were just saying, lots of new coaches, especially when they come from training like Health Coaching Institute or pure coaching training, mm-hmm. they believe they can coach everybody about everything. And that's, actually that's the selling point of numbers of coaching trainings. But that's why online business training is key as well, because online business training is all about finding your niche and being super specific about who you're serving. And I know I see a lot of resistance sometimes, into new coaches who have a really hard time to choose who they want to work with and this concept of ideal client, because when they see, some people they want to help, they think they can help everybody on any topic. And that is just noise if you do that into the online business landscape. So as soon as new coaches will understand they need to be super specific in their messaging to be successful online, as soon as they will use fascinating parts of their story to be unique, their ideal client will find them easily, because they just speak their truth. And to that, many of my clients came to me saying, like, I want to have what you have. I want this life. And they know I walk the talk. They know, if I give so many great business strategies for free, that I'm giving to my private client even more strategic things, and that will really catapult them to success. So it's really about being authentic, I am straightforward and very direct to the point. I guess, that's my scientific background, I guess, but it's like, this is not for everybody. Like, I'm not going to necessarily cuddle everyone and make them believe into rainbows and unicorns. And so I have ideal clients who love that some of my posts online are very short, and that it's not like a long-winded post, and to each their own, basically. And they really came to me when I started to really being me, for like who I am, not a screen that I was projecting. I think a lot of time, especially in the coaching industry, when you start, you kind of want, you're seeing, coaches who have worked for like 3, 5, 9 years. And so you kind of want to be like them. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of the mistakes, that a lot of new coaches do. Like they try to copy or be, because they are trying to find models, and be like X, Y, or Z. And that's when it doesn't ring very well. And as soon as they found their voice and really step up for who they truly are and believe in themselves, that's when their business is going to take off. Lots of coaches, are flashing numbers, like 30K in a month or 100K. And if you're around for a bit, you actually know that they have been into the industry for, like I said, 3 years or 5 years. And it's not like 30K in a month. It's like, I know for some of the coaches, they have been into the Gina Devi training 4 years ago. They have been working on their business for 4 years. So I really want new coaches to realize how important it is. Imagine how hard it is to always have to build like a fake persona, or to always say your story in a certain way. So my best advice is really to be authentic, to use your story in an authentic way. And lots of women think they are not enough, that they are just thinking like they are just normal with nothing special, that their life is just normal. And they don't realize how extraordinary they are, mm-hmm. how unique their story, their challenges, the victories that they had, how unique they are. And they don't realize how inspiring they would be if they were speaking their truth and their story, and how much they can help others. And again, to finish the loop, it wouldn't help everybody, but it would help some people who are in the exact spot as they were before.
So being authentic and specific about your client. So what about creating packages, irresistible packages at the beginning? What can you advise? Because like many coaches, they are starting with one-to-one sessions, giving one-to-one sessions. So they don't see the importance of creating or offering a package to a client. So how to create your first irresistible package? If you can give us some.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. So I'm very straightforward on that. I definitely recommend focusing on having only one coaching package at the beginning, and it's definitely important to drop doing session by session, mm-hmm. and to offer a package, because you can only deliver transformation if you have enough time to deliver it. So it's the duration of a package will depend on the transformation. Some health coach need a month to deliver the transformation they promise. And so therefore their coaching package is a month. Some people may need, relationship coach may need 3 months, mm-hmm. to be able to have enough space to make the transformation. Me, it takes 6 months to really create the base of a solid business, and for a new coach to have their business take off. So I don't have any other package than the 6 months package that I have now. You can have a regular version and like a promotional or like a sweet deal version of your package, but it's so important, because it's not only like, this is just like the logical way of creating your package, for the reason that I said, one-on-one, you don't have this space for people to necessarily have session by session, you don't necessarily have this space for people to create the transformation. But it's also logistically, honestly, when you start your own business, at the beginning you have so many things to do, and you can't necessarily delegate, though I really recommend, having some support or like a virtual assistant as soon as you can. But it's really, you have to create, landing page. You have things to do that you may not be necessarily super expert on. If you're not super techy, if you are into the online business world, there is a lot of things to do. And if you have so many different packages, you're basically diluting your efforts. You have so many more landing page to create, so many more promotion to create. And so that's really diluting in your efforts and spreading yourself thin. So I really, really recommend people to really believe into the offer they are making, having one that they really love, because that's what also is really important. When you talk to people about an offer that you really love, they will feel it. And so I don't necessarily say to people, you have to go on to one-on-one coaching package necessarily, like online or things like that. I know a lot of coaches, and Gina Devi, actually, my mentor, is also, advocating this. To me, I started by retreats, and so that's kind of like counter current. But the first package I sold was a private retreat in Mexico, because that's what I was all about. That I was all about doing deep transformation, and for me that needed to be outside of their my first client was like from England, so it was like I wanted to take her from the rainy England or English countryside to like the sunny Mexico, so that it can really have a breakthrough. And I was really unstoppable about that. Like I said, I loved the massages, I loved the spa experience, and passion is really contagious. So many of my friends or clients, have tried massages, sushi for the first time because of the way I talk about it all the time. And that's for all the new coaches who think like they don't like to sell. I would say you're selling every day. Every time you're recommending a cream, you're recommending a doctor, you're recommending, a furniture store or whatever, because you love so much that product, you want to recommend it, and that's how you're giving people advice, and that's how you're giving people your feedback. That's exactly the same. It has to be exactly the same with your coaching offer. You have to be so passionate about it that it's just so natural for you to be sharing how great it is, and that's how you really have to fall in love with your offer. That's how your clients will fall in love with your offer as well.
Yeah, I think, yes, you have to be like excited, as you said, about what you are offering. Because, for example, many coaches, what they do, they like follow or they do what exactly, I don't know, this coach is offering 1 day intensive and is successful, so I am going to do the same. This coach is offering 3 months package and is successful, so I am going to do the same. But I think like listen exactly what you are excited about. Is this offer like, I don't know, is this your passion? Is this something that you can, yes, that is giving you joy, and then focusing on one offer as you said.
Yeah, I have clients who tried that, because they, like you said, they have to do intensive in 3 months. And then they actually realized that they don't like 3 months. They really enjoy intensive, and so their offers are all intensive. Or then, some people realize like they also like to make changes in the corporate world, and so they will be consultant for the corporate world. It doesn't need to be a cookie cutter formula. It really needs to come from your heart. And it's not, some people also go directly into like online group programs. So it's possible. It's just like every situation is unique. And it's really about what do you want to do, what are your resources, and what's the best way to get you there.
Yeah. So what can you advise to someone who is just starting out? So how a new coach can believe in herself or himself? Because sometimes you don't get like a support from family or friends, from your partner. So how, and you can lose confidence, you can lose focus on your business, and then you can quit your idea. So, like, how a new coach can believe in what she or he is doing?
I think it's definitely there's two kind of answers. Like, of course, the mindset work that I talked about, but definitely also finding a support group. So it's something that doesn't necessarily, like you said, happen into like your family or your friends, but find someone who has the same ideas. And with the online world now, it's easier and easier. Find a coach who believes in you and who supports you when you feel down, like somebody who can teach you how to get back up on your own. Because, like you said, there will be up and downs. And so if you get, for example, a coaching training, you usually have a community of students. So it's super important, for example, to create bonds with other students. It's really important to find peers for both, like the joint venture, the partnership aspect, but also just to have somebody to talk to. It's really the same as, I'm in France right now with my nieces, and I see my sister-in-law. Like, when you're a new mother, for example, you want to have other mothers to speak to be able to talk about what you're living and sharing experiences. It's the same with being a new coach. You definitely want to create bonds. Personally, I have, mastermind buddies or mindset buddies. It's really important to create those relationships with people you can be true to, and you can also share your worries, and they can lift you up. That's definitely something that is easily achievable now with the online world.
So, do you have any regrets about your business or about your life? If yes, what are your regrets?
It's not a regret, but I wish I had worked earlier on my mindset, on removing the limiting belief, on studying self-development in general, because it totally opens a world of opportunities. It's super interesting, and it really makes you realize that you can truly change your world, how you see the world basically depends on what you think, and that we are much more powerful than we think, so we can truly change our world, our environment.
So, what do you enjoy the most about your international laptop lifestyle?
I enjoy that I have the best of each country. A lot of people ask me, where is the best country? And I'm like, there is no best country, but you can make a kind of a cocktail of each. So I love that I can visit friends, I can see my family, I can have delicious food and deep conversation and French sarcasm. And I also love going to the US. People are really warm. The customer service is excellent. Supermarkets are full of different stuff, especially for vegetarian options. In France, we are not really super strong on vegetarian options, but the US is. I love Mexico for the people, the sun, the beach, the yoga. I really have the best of each country, and it's different all the time, and so that's what I think I love. There is no routine in my life. And I have the freedom of choosing where I want to be, when I want to be, and what to do. So I really enjoy that.
So you have the best taste of each country, the
yes.
best flavor, yeah. Yeah. So what are your plans for the future, your projects, and where can we find more information about you? And I also know that you have some special free gifts for our listeners. So tell us more.
So, project for the future. Well, I am talking more and more about going to Asia, maybe in a couple of years. I have several friends, in Bali, and I've never been, so I'd love going there for a summer at least. And I know it's really great for a retreat, and I'm kind of feeling like I'm gonna fall in love with that part of the world as well. But more short-term project, I'm really, really excited about the Reset to Thrive Mastermind Group retreat I'll do in Playa del Carmen in February. Like I said, it's really a mix, of group coaching and one-on-one coaching in pretty much paradise. So to get more information about this retreat, you can go onto my website, and I think you will share the link with the listeners, www.gaellelecourt.com/mastermind. And yes, I know you, like you said, I have 2 free gifts for our listeners today. The first one is really, if someone is thinking about coaching and doesn't necessarily know what is the coaching niche that they want to have, it's an audio training that I did. It's called Discover the Coach You're Meant to Be and Have a Profitable Business Being Who You Truly Are. And this can be found at www.gaellelecourt.com/become coach. And the second free gift I have is for women who are already starting their coaching. They know what they want to coach about, but they need to get clear on what they do and their offering. So it's a free training on how to describe what you do so that you can turn prospect into dream paying clients. And that's a PDF followed by a video training. And that can be found at www.gaellelecourt.com/client magnet.
Wow, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing those gifts with us and all your experience or your knowledge and all the tips. So I will put everything. So I will share all the links with the description of the podcast. Thank you very much, Gaelle, for being our guest. It was great to interview you and have a taste of your international life and about Mexico and France. It's great, really great. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your interview and the question. I really had a lot of pleasure speaking with you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So thank you for listening. And if you like this podcast, please share it with your friends and leave us a comment. And we will speak next month with a new guest. Thank you very much and goodbye.